Here's a real interview question on StrataScratch. Find the average fare difference between each Titanic passenger and every other passenger in the same class, within 5 years of age. One table, no second table to join to. So how do you compare a row to other rows in that same table? You join the table to itself. Get it wrong, and a 100-row table can hand you back 10,000 rows before you've filtered anything. 3 patterns cover almost every self-join you'll actually hit in an interview, and one mistake breaks nearly all of them. We'll reopen the Titanic question in a minute. First, the mechanic. A self-join is just a regular join where both sides point at the same table. You give it 2 aliases, call them T1 and T2, doesn't matter, and SQL treats them like 2 separate tables sitting side by side. That last line does the real work. T1 ID not equals T2 ID excludes a row from pairing with itself. Skip it, and every row in the table matches itself too, which sounds harmless until you see what it does to your row count. Take LinkedIn users, 1 row per job someone's held. User 3 has 3, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Self-join that table on user ID with no other filter, and user 3 alone produces 9 rows. Every job paired with every job, including itself. 3 jobs times 3 jobs is 9 pairs. Now scale that up. A 100-row table with 0 filtering doesn't give you 100 rows back. It gives you 10,000. That's why the where clause on a self-join isn't cleanup you do afterward. It's the query. Get the filtering wrong, and every average, every count downstream is wrong with it. Pattern 1, comparing each row against similar rows in the same table. This is the Titanic question from the intro. Hard difficulty. Full version, find the average fare difference between each non-surviving passenger and every other non-survivor in the same class within 5 years of age. Same table, alias twice, matched on class and age. Forget passenger ID not equals passenger ID, and every passenger pairs with themselves a fare difference of exactly 0, which drags the average straight down. And swapping that not equals for a less than looks like a harmless simplification, but it cuts your comparisons in half. Each pair counted only once instead of from both passengers' sides. Since this question groups by passenger and wants the average from their perspective, that's the wrong call. Wrap it in the abs and average functions, group by name, done. Pattern 2, another real one, also hard difficulty. This time it's Uber drivers. Find the IDs of drivers who completed at least 1 trip a month for at least 2 months in a row. It's the retention and streak pattern, checking whether the same person shows up in 2 periods back to back. One alias anchors to month A. The other checks month A plus 1, at the year-month level, not by counting days. That distinction matters. Subtract dates and check for exactly 30 days, and February breaks your query immediately, because February isn't 30 days. Second trap, filter is completed equals true on only 1 alias, and you'll match a driver who started a trip in month A but never finished it against a real completed trip in month B. Filter both sides of the join, or the pairing means nothing. Pattern 3, medium difficulty this time, find employees who earn the same salary. This is the pattern for finding rows that share a value. Self-join on salary, exclude matching yourself, and you get every employee paired with every other employee at their pay level. Drop that not equals condition, and every employee matches themselves. The query just hands you the entire table back. 3 employees sharing a salary produces 6 pairs, which is fine when the question actually wants pairs. A self-join earns its place when you're comparing one specific row to another specific row in the same table. But plenty of self-join shaped problems have a cleaner answer. First or last event per user, row number partitioned by user, no join at all. Checking the previous or next period, lag or lead does it without generating a single extra row. Here's the tell for those. If your join condition is comparing a row to its neighbor, earlier, later, or exactly 1 step away, rather than matching a shared attribute across different entities, a window function gets you the same answer with a fraction of the rows sitting in memory. There's an equality version of this too. Remember the salary question? If all you actually want is a list of who's matching, not the pairs themselves, group by with having count star greater than 1 gets you there directly, no self-join required. Same 3 pairs, same 3 names, 6 rows down to 3, and no join at all. 3 patterns, 1 mechanic, and now you know exactly when it's the right tool and when it isn't. All 3 questions are on StrataScratch, links below. See you in the next one.